Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kenny and today I'm doing a Q&A video. I asked my Instagram friends and followers if they would watch a Q&A video and you guys said yes. So I said, ask me some questions and you guys did. So let's get started with the first question. What's something you've changed your mind about recently? I think the main thing I've changed my mind about is probably whether or not I want to have a family someday. When I was a kid, up until I was like 20, I did not want kids, like, at all. Mostly because I was the youngest child, so I never really was around kids. So I'd, like, kind of thought they were annoying.
It's not your birthday, boys. It's Marion's birthday.
Because I was always around older people. But I think as I've grown older, and I've been in relationships where I've had to think about that stuff, especially now, I do see myself wanting to have kids one day. And I have hella baby fever, and Kiyomi and Micah aren't helping with that. I would say that's something that I've changed my mind about recently. Next question. Do you have any guilty pleasures? In the original video of this that I had taken before I realized it was slow-mo, I had said fighting with people and Instagram reel comments. It's honestly embarrassing. I'm not, like, attacking people, but I do call people out for misogynistic, racist, dumb bullshit that they say. And I need to start working on my negativity a little bit as a Christ follower. And so I need to stop getting in fights with people, but it is my guilty pleasure to tell a dumb person to shut the fuck up in an Instagram reel comment. Next question. Best thrifting hacks. I don't necessarily think I have thrifting hacks, just because, like, I don't know, I just go.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I will say look through everything. Don't just browse, like, actually look through everything. Take your time. I feel like when I first start thrifting, I'm kind of browsing because I'm anxious and I'm in public and I know people are looking at me and I'm uncomfortable. But then once I, like, get comfortable, I lock in and I'm looking through every single fucking thing in that store. Knickknacks, electronics, baby clothes, men's shoes. Look in every corner of that store because people leave shit places. Like, you never know. I've literally found my favorite pair of Reeboks in the men's shoe section. Like, some of my favorite crop tops I found in the baby section. And I hate to say it because people will, like, cancel you for that and be like, you leave the baby clothes for the babies. Bitch, they're going to a landfill anyway. Like, there's enough baby clothes to go around, I fucking promise you. Also, half the time I found real women's crop tops in the baby section because men employees don't know that they're crop tops. So, bear with me. Next question. What's your favorite thing about living in Arizona? My favorite thing, I have two things. First thing is the pastel of it all. When the sun goes down in Arizona, everything turns pastel. So what you usually would see as, like, the most boring beige place you've ever seen in your life turns into a magical pastel wonderland of beauty. And it is one of my favorite things about Arizona. It's my favorite time of day. Other than that, I would say the diverse biome. You could be in Tucson and Flagstaff in the same day, and you're in the same state, and you're in two completely different biomes. And they're both beautiful in their own way. Some of the most diverse biomes in the country, and it's genuinely so beautiful. Like, we have the Grand Canyon, we have the Sedona Red Rocks. Like, and I also think Phoenix has a lot of underrated things to do. People say there's nothing to do in Phoenix, and it's a city that always sleeps because no one's ever fucking in downtown Phoenix. But you gotta go at the right times, you gotta know where to go, but don't move here because we're running out of water. It is hot as fuck. Next question. What are some of your future goals? My main goal would be to release an album and tour for it.
Just to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
That has been a dream of mine, like, forever. Obviously win a Grammy is, like, up there, but also, like, if I can make an album that resonates with people, that people can pinpoint to a part of their life. Like, for me, Control album by SZA is pinpointed to when I was 14 in 2017 and I was, like, coming into my own with this beautiful album. I want to have an album that is that for somebody, and I want to be able to tour it and connect with people and perform on stage. That is, like, my ultimate future goal. Next question. What influenced you to want to be a musician when you grew up? It was Adele's, I think it was her 21 album. Let me look. Yeah. my uncle had burned the 21 album onto a CD for me when I was in first grade. And because of that, I started making singing videos on YouTube in first grade, which is why this YouTube channel was made in 2010. Actually, it might have been second grade. I don't know. But anyway, that made me want to be a singer more than anything. And then that slowly became Ariana Grande. And now every single time I see somebody sing on stage ever, I bawl my fucking eyes out. As you guys saw when I went to Nashville and watched people perform all night, and I cried my eyes out. I just want to sing so bad for everybody in the world.
Okay.
I want to sing for everybody in existence. Let me sing.
Let her sing, guys.
That's how I know when I have like the deepest, most fiery core feeling in my stomach when I watch people do what I want to be doing. That's how I knew I wanted to be a musician, or more like a singer-songwriter. Next question. I love your style. Thank you. Where do you shop for clothes and accessories? Like I said earlier, I shop mostly at Goodwill. A lot of my accessories are hand-me-downs. Like a lot of my rings I wear are from my grandma because she's the only person whose jewelry I fit into because we have the same hands. My Italian charm bracelets I've had since I was 2 years old, so like a lot of my jewelry is just like family heirlooms. Like the necklace I'm wearing right now, somebody gave me when I was a kid, and my mom hid it from me up until a couple months ago because I was too young to properly take care of nice jewelry. So a lot of it is just stuff that I've had from family. But I shop for clothes at Goodwill. If I'm actually gonna go to a mall and shop, I do sometimes. I'll go to like Hollister, Zumiez, PacSun, Brandy, Urban Outfitters, Windsor, places like that. But it's mostly my local thrift. I also do some occasional shopping on Amazon. Sorry. And TikTok shop is actually pretty good for that stuff too. Next question. What was your first memory ever? I love this question because I actually do remember. Basically, when I was like 2 years old, I think. I don't remember whose house we were at. This was either California or Michigan. I really want to say Michigan, but I'm not 100% sure because my family lived in California and Michigan. But I know it was in Arizona because it was super green, and I don't even think we lived in Arizona at the time. I don't even know, but we were in a family friend's backyard. I have an idea of who it was, but I don't remember exactly who. And I have pictures from this time period, but I don't know where they are. But I know it's verified, this memory for me. It was my sisters, my mom, and this woman family friend in her backyard, and it's so green. There are trees and just green garden, flowers, the wall. I just remember everything being green around me, like so green. And there was bubbles blowing. My sisters were blowing bubbles, and we're sitting in these like super Y2K clear colorful chairs I'll put a picture of because it's so early 2000s, and we're like eating fruit and just hanging out, and it's so feminine and beautiful and awesome and fun. And that was my first memory. And I wish I could remember like where it was. I bet I could ask my mom or find those pictures somewhere. But yeah. Next question. What is your favorite memory of your 20s so far? I would say going on the train ride to Washington from LA. That was one of the best weeks of my life. Being in LA the first weekend and then going to Washington, spending the week with our friends, and then going back to LA and being in LA for another weekend, and just going to see the Pacific Northwest. That drive has been a dream of mine since I was 13 years old. And getting to see the Pacific Northwest for the first time after I watched so many vlogs and just grew up wanting to go so bad and grew up wanting to live there so bad, it changed my brain chemistry, truly. It was beautiful, and I'm so lucky I got to spend it with like my best friend. It was amazing. Last question is, please talk about your journey with God. So, I know not a lot of people on here are Christians or believe in God, and that's okay. This is not like a conversion video. I'm just gonna talk about my testimony a little bit, what made me come to that conclusion after so many years of not being a Christian. So when I was in high school, I actually learned about law of attraction from Ariana Grande. She kind of introduced me to like my spiritual side. I was pretty agnostic. I was baptized as a baby, and I went to a Christian preschool, and I grew up going to church for like Easter and Christmas, and we went to a church like when I was in preschool and kindergarten. But my family never forced anything on me. Both my parents, I guess, are Christians, but they're not like going to church every Sunday. Sometimes they do, or sometimes my mom does, but, you know, we weren't, like, my parents never forced me to be anything. They were kind of okay with me just, like, figuring that out on my own and letting me believe what I want to believe, which is how it should be. So I was pretty agnostic up until I started to become, like, more spiritual. And Ariana Grande had posted on her story, like, this paper of all these things that she wanted to manifest, and basically explained how she does her law of attraction and manifests stuff for herself. I had started doing that because of her, and then when I turned 17, it was 2020, spirituality was like trending, astrology was trending, tarot was trending, so I started doing all that stuff. I was weirdly good at tarot, and I would have weird coincidence, like spiritual coincidences in my life all the time, and all my friends now, like, most of them have experienced that around me or with me, so they know that it's not a coincidence and that I'm not having like fucking psychosis. Like, spiritual things just happen to me naturally. So I was really into that stuff. 2023, after years of being super spiritual and just like in tune with the universe, started to like see a lot of signs about God, but I for a while kind of was just like why am I seeing shit about Jesus? Like, I would see things that were like signs, but within the sign would be something about Jesus. Like, big thing for me within my spirituality is symbolism. So I have this dragonfly tattoo because when I first started really getting into spirituality when I was 17, I would see dragonflies a lot when I was going through a really hard period of time, and it honestly felt like a connection to God for me. So that was a big symbol of my life. I have tattoos of all the symbolism that has come through in my spirituality in my life tatted on me for the most part. And then when I was 20 in 2023, I started to see stuff about eagles all the goddamn time, and I didn't know why, because I was like, I feel like eagles is such like a conservative American thing. Like, why is that what I'm seeing? Like, I didn't get it at first.
You have soared into a new timeline. Interesting word choice they wanted. Usually I would say jump, but they said soared like an eagle.
And I would be with people and we would see eagle shit, and they'd be like, what the fuck, like, you're right, you do see eagles a lot. And it wouldn't ever be like specifically American eagle. It would be like the most random shit with an eagle on it. And then over time, when I would start seeing eagle stuff, it would start to have like a Bible passage on it. I remember I went to a thrift store and I saw this plate and it had an eagle on it, and it had like this Bible verse. And I'll find the picture and I'll put it in, but I think that's the first time I remember feeling something towards it and just kind of being like, huh, why does it feel like Jesus is trying to talk to me? Like, why is everything I see that's spiritual symbolism to me now incorporating Christianity into it and like Bible verses? And I'm like irritated a little at first because I'm like, don't shove this shit down my throat, like, I'm not a Christian, blah blah blah. But it started to happen so much that it was like low-key undeniable. Then in 2024, eagles were a big thing for me. Everyone around me knew that. And I got broken up with in spring 2024 from a guy I had been dating for like 2 months. When he broke up with me, I just felt so defeated. 2 days after he broke up with me, I just remember having this feeling wash over me of like the most peaceful I'd ever felt in my life. It was like also spiritual. Like, I felt protected. Like, it didn't feel like me that was making myself feel like that. I felt like someone was making me feel like that. Something was protecting me. And something just like switched inside of me. And even though I was so sad and so in so much pain, I felt unconditionally loved and comforted. And so I had said to God, out loud to God, like, if there is love around me and you're there, like, show me show me bunnies. Like, show me bunnies. Like, something bunny symbolism. Like, that's the symbol I'll give you. What are you gonna give me back to, like, show me that you're there? Then that day, my sister comes over, and I just break down to her and my mom about the whole thing. And she pulls out a pink Jellycat bunny that I have. She gave me this. And it literally changed my brain chemistry again. I will say it changed something within me. Like, it's like I flipped a switch, and I felt like Jesus was there for me in a way that I'd never felt. And then I was like, okay, let me see another example, because, you know, one time, okay, but 2 times, let's see. So that same week, I think, if not the next week, I go to a concert with Riley to see Beethoven at Linger Longer Lounge in Phoenix. And in Linger Longer Lounge, there's like a bookshelf backdrop, basically. On the bookshelf, there is a little bunny statue. And backstory, my dad's biological dad died in 2009, right? I had a step-grandpa, basically, that I actually grew up with, who actually just passed away recently. So my dad's biological grandpa was never, like, a grandpa figure in my life, but he passed away in 2009, and I've always kind of felt, like, spiritually connected to him, because he's my biological grandfather, and I don't want to go into that right now, but basically, like, that was a big sign for me, was my grandfather. And behind the bunny statue was this statue of a cat. I think I have a picture of it, but it is the exact statue to a fucking T. I'm not even fucking kidding. I don't even know how this is possible because it was an antique. Exact cat statue that I had in my room growing up that was from my grandfather's house before he passed away, with a bunny statue in front of it. And that, like, literally, I think I cried. Like, that, like, changed something in my brain, bro. Like, it was genuinely, like, what the fuck? I had not seen that statue in, like, 15 years, and it was just sitting there with a bunny at this concert right after I'd asked God for another example, like, the same day. Like, it was fucking crazy. So then I was like, you know what? I believe. I want to start going to church. And I went to church with my mom. We tried out this new church in Scottsdale, and I went to the first sermon, and I cried. Like, I felt so seen and, like, connected to it, and my spirituality all of a sudden kind of made sense. And I don't hate to say that, but I don't mean to offend anyone when I say that. I'm not saying that your guys' spirituality that is not deemed Christianity to you was my gateway to Christianity, but that's just how it was for me. And, like, I feel like all that symbolism that I had and all those signs that I had were truly, like, Jesus trying to pave a path for me to get to him, because he knew I wasn't going to be immediately accepting, because I had some work to do, you know? And I feel like my spiritual path led me to him, and now I feel like, especially because I was baptized as a kid, I feel like I was meant to be here, you know, like, in this position with God. And that's just my journey. Like, not everyone will have that journey. One of my favorite quotes that I have a screenshot of is, like, you can't prove a belief to somebody with no faith, but to somebody with faith, no evidence is needed, because it's a feeling, it's an understanding, it's a true deep faith that, like, you didn't just decide one day to have it, like, came upon you. And that's why I love listening to people's testimonies, because I think people don't necessarily have to be so... We can judge Christians for being colonizers and doing all that shit. Please. Like, Christians, at the end of the day, are problematic, but Jesus is not. Jesus was a man for the people, for immigrants, for poor people. Everything that our country stands for is the opposite of what Jesus stands for, and that's the Christianity that I follow, not the right-wing hate immigrants and be racist and misogynistic and homophobic. Like, God loves everybody. God is the definition of unconditional love. Like, if you're using Christianity to hate on people, you're not a real fucking Christian. you just like to have a reason to make excuses for your poor behavior. And I'm not a perfect person just because I'm a Christian. I don't expect people to see me as a perfect person just because I'm Christian. The reason I'm Christian is because I know that if Jesus were alive, he would be somebody that I would follow, and he is somebody that I can look up to and know that I am loved by unconditionally, which as a naturally codependent person is very good for my mental health, because I'll attach myself to people instead, and it's a really unhealthy habit. So having Jesus in my life gives me this sense of detachment from needing other people so bad, and gives me an underlying sense of love and trust for my life, because I'm surrendering my life to him and knowing that I don't have to be in control of every situation, and that all I have to do is like care for those around me, like my neighbor, and fight for those who can't. So that's why I truly believe in Jesus, and I think he led me to him. So that's my experience. Disagree with it all you want. That's the beauty of it, of the beauty of religion. I also feel like there's this video of Madonna talking about how she baptized her children in the Catholic Church, but she doesn't necessarily agree with the Catholics. That's like how I am, because her message is like, at the end of the day, all religions have the same underlying theme, which is love is everything. Beautiful quote, could not have fucking said it better myself.
She baptized as a Catholic?
Yes.
Explain that to me. You don't believe in this church. You've rebelled against this church.
Just wait a second. I can disagree with doctrines and dogmas and still celebrate them. I go to the synagogue. I study Hinduism.
But religion, is religion about picking and choosing what you want from religion? What is it about in the end?
It's about realizing that all paths lead to God in the end, and that everybody decided, over the years to sort of like segregate it and say, no, these are my rules. No, I believe that God came from here. No, I believe that Jesus was not the Son of God. No, I believe that this, and I believe in that. And the thing is, the point of studying all of it is that really they're all the same at the end of the day.
Because
the core of it is the same. The core of it is the same.
What does that mean?
That love is the most important thing.
It's exactly how I think through and through. I love that video. So yeah, Jesus is love. Like, I don't necessarily go to church every Sunday though, because I haven't yet found a church that I truly love. But I also don't feel like I need to defend my relationship with Jesus to anybody, because like that's my personal relationship. So yeah, that was the last question. Thank you guys so much for watching, or even caring enough to ask me a question. I truly love you guys. I'm so happy that you guys are joining me along this journey. I've been getting new subscribers every week, and it does not go unnoticed. And I know sometimes when you guys say like, oh, I watched your video, I respond like weirdly, but that's because I'm an anxious person. It genuinely means the world to me. This is something that I've wanted to be consistent with for literally years and haven't pushed myself to do it. And we're coming up on, I think, March, April, May, the 4-month mark soon of doing this. So I'm just like really proud of myself for being consistent, and I'm so happy that you guys are joining me along on this journey and interested in seeing what I have to say and do. And I'm so grateful for you guys, for your support, from my friends and my family. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.